This is Lidia with Archetype 1.0. We're here at Newtown Radio. Today's a very, very special day for me because I've been away for a year. I've been living abroad, and it's nice to be back, literally, because this is exactly where everything started for me in terms of radio and this podcast. Newtown Radio has provided a free space. That's how it works. It's a bunch of volunteers that run the space. They use all this radio equipment as well as the DJ equipment, and we live stream whatever it is that we want. Again, it's such an honor, and I'm so happy to be here. Um, the reason why this show came about into my mind and then into fruition is because I'm an artist, and I feel as artists, we're all looking for the truth through different ways, whether it is through music or other forms of art. There's so many different ones. But yeah, for me, it was music, painting, and just watching my friends really embody this artist archetype. Um, it's really refreshing and hopeful to see people so passionate and driven. Um, while I was living in New York, you could say I was doing well, but I think on a conscious level, on a spiritual level, I was a little lost, as we all are. I think that there's so many distractions here. Maybe it was just for me. This is just everything I'm saying is just very personal. I don't know how other people are, how they, adapt. Everyone's different. We all adapt to different places in different ways. Um, but I would say that right now, being in this mental state that I'm in and observing the world for what it is, and kind of being able to judge, or not judge, just observe in a very neutral, with a neutral perspective, I could see that the more and more the world advances, the more disconnected humans are with themselves. Again, this is just my personal opinions of what I have observed and seen. I could be wrong. Not everyone's going to agree with me. Some things that I want to talk about today are could be seen as controversial, but that's okay with me as long as I'm being true to myself and I'm being honest with what I'm feeling and what I'm thinking. I think that's all that matters to me. And someone out there will definitely align and, just align with what I'm saying. Like, there's people for everything, right? So, one thing that I've been seeing is this disconnection that I mentioned earlier. And I think that the arts is what connects us back to our souls. It's what connects us back to this unknown energy, this the uncertainty of creation and existence. And this show came about solely because of that. I was around really incredible people when I was in New York, and we all have conversations. We get really deep and really, really vulnerable with each other through linguistics and just talking. And I realized that a lot of us hide ourselves, right? So the reason why I wanted to do the show is to make the artists of the world, well, at the time of New York, to feel seen by me. And with that, I was able to share this vision of this human being, this artist, this creator with the world. And I've had really, really incredible people on the show. And, after some time, I had a daughter recently. She's 2 years old now. And that was one of the reasons why I felt like I wanted to move out of New York and out of the States So we ended up going to my homeland, which is Georgia, the country. I am currently in PDC, Georgia. And I found the same thing over there. I met really incredible people that are so passionate and so driven. And what I really notice about people is they embody that. It's one thing to really preach and talk about all these incredible spiritual things and all these alignments and just all these collaborative efforts that connect us on a different level. I think that it's different to embody that. Like, we could all talk about it. We could just, words are words, but actions are so much louder than anything. So, yeah, I think with the show, I really want to show an example of the new human archetype, the new artist archetype that I would like to see in the future embodied by everybody. Right? Sometimes it's hard for me to find the words. I'm like really channeling a lot right now. So just letting you know if I'm stumbling and stuttering, that's because there's a lot going on in my mind right now. But yeah, I think that right now the world is in shambles and there's a lot of pain that is just roaming around from human to human or and all humans together. And the arts are the search of all things beautiful, all things true, all things gentle. And I really think that the arts are a way for us to come back to ourselves and realign with this natural state, right? Another great way to realign is through nature. Um, Nature is where we come from as humans, right? Like we are so connected to nature. And living in New York, I felt like I was just surrounded by concrete. It's not easy to be inspired by concrete. I'll tell you that. And you see in the city a lot of artists, my artist friends, especially me, we would always have these artist blocks, right? Like we would talk about that. Like, I can't paint. I can't do this. I can't do that. I'm not able. But it is all mental, of course. But at the end of the day, I do believe that nature, things like a tree, so simple, right? You go hug a tree, you immediately feel better because it really recenters your energy because we come from nature. Nature is the closest thing to us. And if you really zoom out of the world right now, just the matrix, zoom out and look at things from the top, you will see the disconnection of humans with themselves and humans with humanity. And you will also notice that there's no nature around. The places where people are the meanest are usually metropolis cities, as other people would call them, technocratic societies, technocratic spaces, right? And what do I mean when I say technocratic? I mean societies and cities that are consumed by technology and man-made things, right? Everyone is in some type of chaotic mental state. They have to get to work. They have to do this. They have to do that. If you have kids, it's even harder to live in the city. I mean, I definitely had a hard time when my daughter was just born and we ended up going upstate New York just to be around nature, just to kind of find this peace and be able to go to nature when needed. And that was really, really helpful for me. But New York, again, it's not easy to afford. Majority of the people here cannot afford New York, but somehow they do it anyway because we are manifestors. We are energy manipulators. We are the only species in the world and our realm that is able to manipulate frequency, whether it's the frequency within us or even outside of us. Because when you could control the energy within you, you could align with whatever is really meant for you. And that is how you control things, right? You can't control external things, but you could control yourself. so you could realign with the things that are really meant for you. And in the technocratic spaces, there's a lot of distractions, which causes disconnection with the self, which causes a different realm of arts. I do think that, especially living in New York and being in the art world, I've noticed that the art world has been very different. Like, it's been very dull, and it's been very money oriented. Everyone knows this. If you're an artist in New York, you're just trying to sell your work. You're trying to make a living. You're trying to survive, right? So the best thing in your mind to do is to create and then monetize off of that. But is that really the best way? Are we really supposed to mix this technocratic comfort that we've been a part of for so long with creation itself, with the magic of the arts? Do they really go hand in hand? I don't know. But I could tell you that for me personally, it never worked out. I never wanted to sell my work. I've gotten offers for it before, and not too many offers, but a few. And I always said no. I never wanted to sell anything. The art I create is very vulnerable to me. It's very personal, and it's not meant to sell. It's just meant for me to have as a reminder of my humanity and who I am as a person. I really think that we have the power. Everything that we do, every little decision that we make is directly related to the future, right? And that is a bold statement, right? It's like, oh, like you cross the street this way, and it's definitely associated with 2027, October 15th. No, that's not what I mean. I mean, like, decisions like eating healthier, decisions like opening the door for somebody, decisions like helping someone in the street, like things like that. These little actions of kindness that add up in your existence really, really remind you of what humanity is really supposed to be about. We're supposed to flow on this energy of love, and the arts are definitely connected to that, right? Like, art is love, and love is God. It's all so interconnected. And we also should think about this idea of how to be collaborative with each other, how to be gentle with each other, how to promote this idea of healing, and how to align with this energy of love, right? Which is pure creation at the end of the day. Something controversial that I'll say right now is I think that politics are a huge distraction. I think politics are anti-love and anti-arts and anti-humans, or at least the well-being of humans. And that is bold because a lot of the people of today, especially coming back to New York, everyone is always talking about politics, and it just seems to be the center of conversation. And I hate to say it, but I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear about politics. It is a distraction, isn't it? It's an anti-artist movement. If you're an artist and you're looking for a way to find the truth, to create beauty, and to build a new world, politics is not the way. Trust me. It's simply not. If you're focusing on the distraction, how can you ever act on creation? Just ask yourself that. And again, I'm saying all this because I've had these analytical conversations and reflections with myself for the past few years now, repetitively. So that is why I really feel like I'm able to share this right now. If we focus on what is falling apart right now in terms of politics and the structures and the systemic oppressive structures that are in place for humans, if we focus on that, how are we ever going to transcend that? Are we ever going to transcend that? What I think is The main focus should be the arts, creation, whether you are recreating your own reality, recreating your habits, recreating your life or the people around you, the relationships around you, or whatever it is that you want to recreate. You want to create a painting, do it. You want to create a beautiful DJ set, do it. Just focus on creation solely. And what's going to happen is you reconnecting back with yourself and your intuition and doing exactly what you want to do. Maybe not want to do, but whatever you want to be, and doing the things that get you to where you want to be as a person, as an individual, that naturally, organically will build the empire next door in the new world. And by the empire next door, I mean we have the empire of the politics and all the oppressive systems and the things that we really, really dislike, yet we're still focusing on that. So if we focus on the new world and that new empire, that old one will naturally fall apart, as it is right now. If you look at what's happening in the world is burning, right? It's like a fire in the metropolis, and the whole world is a metropolis at this point. It's a technocratic pseudo space that does not fit the human soul. And essentially, as artists, oh, there's ice cream outside. That's what I missed about New York. There's like ice cream. The ice cream trucks is what I missed. Sorry. I'm gonna cut that out. Yeah, I really think that the mission of the artist is to find the path to the human soul that we have desperately gotten off of. We're not on that path right now. And if the artist cannot find the way cannot be found. Because the artists, I think, are the vortexes of the world. The artist is what creates innovation, right? You create new ways of being, new ways of creating, new ways of living. It's all art, everything. Art, again, it's a very broad term, but I think boldly I could use that term to say that all things good, all things beautiful, all things at times hard, that in the long term are the good things that we need, that is all art. I think my mission as well, again, coming back to why this show was created, it was solely because I wanted to remind people that we are human beings and we have souls, we have this energy that flows through us that allows us to create pure magic in the world. So why take this energy and put it elsewhere, put it into the evil structures and people that are trying to distract us and disconnect us as much as possible? I'm crying right now. I'm crying because I'm just so I don't know how loud I have to scream at the top of my lungs to remind everybody and myself that there's a better way. There's a better way to do things. There's better things to focus on. And it takes a lot of power of will. As you could tell, based on what I told you guys about my story, I moved out of the States. I couldn't take it here. Maybe I don't have that power of will, but to stay in a place like this, and be able to really persevere through all these energies that are constantly coming at me, all these distractions. I couldn't do it. But what I do have is I have courage. And at the end of the day, that's what the arts are really about. It's the courage to be different. It's the courage to be a little alienated at times, not at times, all the time. As a creator, when you're thinking of something new, when you're acting on something new or different in your sphere or your social circle, if you're doing something different, you will be alienated. And that is okay because you persevered through that. No matter what, you follow your intuition, you look for things good and beautiful. You envision that and you act on that. You take small steps towards that. Every single person that I've had on the show and the people that I will have on the show are solely based on that. I love when people are true to themselves. I love when they just flow freely and they trust themselves. That's the trick, honestly, to just trust yourself. And this world is built, the technocratic world is what I mean. It's built to not have that self-trust, right? We have all these institutions that we learn from, right? We follow these institutions. We have all these news outlets, social media outlets, influencers, or I don't know, the politics. We commit all these fallacies of trusting authority as if these people are any better than us. They're not. They have no idea themselves. If you don't listen to yourself, I have a message for you. You're not going anywhere. If you don't constantly create some type of battle with the good and the bad within yourself, and if you don't let the good win all the time, I don't know. Because the bad is someone else telling you what to do. That's what I think. Or you being influenced by other people's ideas or other people's judgments to a point where you cannot act on your own judgment and your own will. That is evil. That is disconnection. That is not why we're here as human beings. We're here to love, to connect, and to create. Whether you are creating loved children, if you're a parent. Parenting is an art. I swear to God, I thought I was an artist before, and then I had a daughter, and I saw myself creating things in such a different way that I could not have imagined before. I saw myself recreating myself in order to cater to this idea of love and a peaceful childhood for my child. I found myself reacting to things differently solely so it doesn't impact her nervous system. That is art. Art is being able to transcend from something into something better, into something that is new to you, something you might not be familiar with, but having that courage to step into it and just do it, and kind of being blind, but at the same time seeing. Oh my God. Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy at all, but I highly recommend it. I recommend everyone just listen to themselves and follow the arts. And the arts, as a broad term, is creation. It's pure creation, it's recreation, it's unlearning, it's embodying, it's getting rid of all the things that are not serving you and unlearning the old and really embodying the new, transcending spirit into reality, your soul into reality. You know those people that they just radiate? They radiate really hard and you could tell. You could see them shining. You could see like this energy fields around them. That's the soul. And when you reconnect back to your soul as a human being, there's nothing more powerful than that. Yeah, I got really emotional, guys. I don't know. I feel like I am in a very transitional space right now that allows me to see things in such a way that I have not been able to see before. And again, my goal is to transcend into something better and into something that serves everyone, not just me. Because at the end of the day, every single person watching this, every single person listening to this is me. I feel myself in every single person I see in the street. I was talking to my friend last night. We had gone out, and I haven't gone out in so long, but if I go somewhere, I usually just go with her. And we were talking about speaking to people in the street, people without homes, people who live in the streets, and how, like she had this situation where she motivated this guy, and she felt his energy boost up immediately because some people just need a little push. They just need a little drop of love. And I told her that source, God, universe, whatever you want to call it, works through us in these moments because we are all one, right? So her saying something amazing to this guy who was going through a hard time is God, source. I like to say source. I don't like to say God. But yes, source working through her as a vessel, as a channel to remind that guy that, hey, you got this. You're okay. Just get up and, keep going. It doesn't matter. Whatever's happening is temporary. I had a similar situation last night too. Again, I haven't been in Manhattan in a very long time, and I ended up buying the people who are living in the street. I don't like to say homeless people, but I'll say people without homes. I was just buying food. I got 4 gift cards from CVS. CVS? Yeah, CVS. They were all like $25 each, and I just kind of was giving them out to people last night. And I didn't tell anyone. I'm saying this now because I felt this force just tell me to do that, right? Like I saw this guy begging in the street, like I didn't have cash, so what's the best thing to do? There's always a way. If the artist cannot find a way, the way cannot be found. I felt creative in the moment. I felt very innovative. I saw that. Oh, I don't have cash. Okay, let me go get him a gift card. He can buy some food with that. I felt like an artist in the moment, but a different form of art, right? You're transcending a situation, you're making it better, you're finding a solution. And yeah, New York is an interesting place. I had a lot of conversations with a bunch of friends that I was catching up with last night. And everyone was saying the same thing. Like, I feel like I'm in a hamster wheel, you know? I miss nature. I miss my family. I never see them. I'm always working. I don't have time to create. I'm trying to pay the bills. This is not how we're meant to live. I just want to remind everyone that we are meant to create, we're meant to be mentally free, and we're meant to flow in love, right? Of course, there's conflict, there's difficulties, but if you want to get out of a situation, just leave. Don't stay in it and dwindle. Is dwindle a word? Dwindle? Wait. Dabble. I'm just going to say dabble. Don't dabble in a situation that is not serving you. It's never going to serve you. Unless you change yourself, you will naturally get out of that situation. Right? Yeah, all very general stuff. This is the first episode of Archetype 1.0. This is something that I wanted to set the tone with of what the show is really about and what the mission is really about. And I think that I feel very accomplished. I feel very true to myself. And that's how I want everyone to be in the world. And I think that will transform consciousness, which will transform our reality. Thank you so much for tuning in, you guys. I'm really, really grateful to be here. This is, again, I'm using Newtown Radio as my space right now. I'm really, really excited for what is about to come. And yeah, thank you for listening. I hope everyone has an incredible day. Stay curious, keep growing, and really chase love. and accept things that feel right. Listen to yourself, trust yourself. Thank you. This is Lidia. I'm Lidia with Archetype 1.0. And yeah, we'll be back soon.